future holds for the Crimson Fleet.
Changes are coming, Gale. Huge changes. The Crimson Fleet will soon be a much bigger player in this little game between the members of the settled systems.
That's quite a bold statement. Would you care to elaborate?
Well, let's just say that I'm on the brink of a score so large, it makes everything else pale in comparison. Beyond that, you'll just have to wait and see.
If you aren't willing to discuss the details, why grant SSNN this interview?
Simple. I refuse to allow the UC to spin or bury the story, making it sound like they're in complete control of the situation. I'm gonna tell you right now, they aren't.
Why does the Crimson Fleet need to make this mysterious move that you're being so evasive about?
I know sysdef instructed you to draw this meeting out as long as possible. So let me sum this up. I intend to make sure that the Crimson Fleet becomes the United Colony's worst nightmare. And nothing, I mean nothing in this universe, will stop me from achieving that goal.
There are those that would disagree with you and claim this interview is grandstanding, or worse, a recruitment tool. After all, SSNN reaches every corner of the settled systems, and your aspirations could inspire the Directionalists to turn to the fleet.
You and the sheep that listen to your garbage can believe whatever the hell you want. If you were so worried about what I had to say, you wouldn't have allowed yourself to be brought here.
Shouldn't you be packing for your trip?
Either put up, shut up, or die. Your choice.
Got mixed feelings about my last job. On the one hand, lost a friend. But on the other hand, I got regrets.
I wonder if I ordered a wine, if I'd make it out of here alive.
Hey, I want to talk to you. Thanks to you, Delgado's cutting me from the fleet. Well, you know what? You better get your own fleet, because I'm coming after you. Oh, I will, I can promise you that. Best part is, you won't even see it coming.
Ooh, I promise we'll try to act surprised.
Now get the hell out of me way!
We may not have official security on the key, but you'll always look out for traitors. The last rook, bars over by the back wall.
Naeva will get you in the mood for a job.
Always listen to Delgado. Unless you want to get keel-hauled across the key. Are you looking to start something? So I'll finish it.
Glad that job's finally over. I thought the UC would never stop chasing us.
Yeah, it's a good thing we lost.
Hey, Cap. You hiring? Got some baddies on my tail, and I need a place to lay low. Hard to believe what passes for polite conversation these days.
You go out and do a job. It's you.
Always ask for a bigger cut. It's all about making those credits.
I heard this was
Certainly. Let's talk about something else. How did the Crimson Scar become the Crimson Fleet?
After I busted out of the lock, I decided to take things to the next level. I had the key, a few UC ships, and a couple dozen ex-cons at my side. But I needed more, so I sent out the call. Once word got around, it didn't take long for freelance pirates from every corner of the settled systems to show up.
And this is how the Crimson Fleet was born.
Exactly. The key became our base of operations. We spent months reinforcing our position there, making it nearly impossible to approach.
What was the UC's response to the situation?
First of all, UC Security gave up and handed the reins over to the big guns, the UC Navy. The Navy, in turn, sent ships to attack the key. I'd say there have been 3 major attacks over the last few years. And as you can tell by the fact we're having this interview, all the attacks were embarrassing failures.
Do you feel these embarrassing failures led them to form UC sysdef?
Absolutely. They've clearly given up and decided to shove the responsibility onto a separate division. That way, in the public eye, the UC Navy can move forward, proud and strong, while UC sysdef continually takes all the blame. It's all about PR spin for them, Gale. That's how the UC operates. Kinda disgusting, don't you think?
Sounds a bit like you're trying to deflect attention off the atrocities the Crimson Fleet commits on a daily basis.
Atrocities, huh? How about fighting the Freestar Collective over a bunch of rocks hanging in space? How about thousands of people dying while a bunch of pencil-pushing bastards sit in a cushy office and draw lines on a star map? Maybe the United Colonies should stop the bullshit and take a hard look in the mirror to see who the monsters really are.
There's some hardcore mercenary. I wouldn't get on her bad side. Yeah?
Off the mission boards at the core.
Express permission to blow your heads off and serve the guts as sushi. Now, buy a drink or get the hell out.
If you got any spare
sysdef is a
credits, load some junk.
They haven't caught us yet.
I used to work for a megacorp.
Oh, I was wondering when you'd wander my way.
Seems like a different time.
The name's Fergus. Fergus Wickham. But you can call me Bog. Welcome to the last Nova, where the drinks are never free. As long as you're buying, stay as long as you like. The last Nova never sleeps, so no last call here. Since it's your first time with us, I'm willing to make an exception to the rule and offer you my speciality on the house. 1 free bottle of Bog's Grog. That's the spirit. I knew you'd be the adventurous type. And if you like it, you're in luck. Cheapest drink you can find, and guaranteed to drown those sorrows. Plenty of options to wet your whistle. Now that's a trade secret, mate. And a homegrown one at that. But nothing to worry about. I've been serving it up going on 20 years now. Only things that kill my customers are bullets and stupidity. We'll see you next time.
We call UC sysdef shots. Smuggling beats a real job any day.
Been hearing some stuff about the Mantis being back. If I ever find that bastard, the things I do to them.
All I did was try to get a little extra credits on the
Bogged grog is fine if you like cheap tea. The fleet protects our own. You turn against us?
Those credits ain't gonna steal themselves.
There you are. All right, look. I've been lining up a score with that asshole Rokov on the Siren of the Stars for months. I'm not about to let a payday slip through my fingers. So guess what? You're gonna finish the job for me. Of course you'll get a cut. That's how everything works around here. Why would this be any different? Rokov's been tipping me off about some kind of bullshit charity event that the Siren of the Stars is hosting. At the event, they're gonna give away something called the Earth Savior Award, which is worth tens of thousands of credits. So it's simple. While you're on the Siren, swiping those Galbank credentials, I want you to grab that award and bring it to me. Yeah, very funny. You're hilarious. You should stand up on the bar here and start telling more jokes. This crowd would eat it up. Look, you can make all the jokes and excuses you want. But if you don't come back with the ES award, I'm gonna deduct it from your pay. Either way, I get my money. How much you walk away with is in your own hands. Got it?
Don't worry. I took notes. Sorry. I meant that seriously. I did.
Yeah? And who do you think Delgado's gonna back in a dispute? You, over me. Psh, please. All right, Rook, we're done here. Now, get your ass to the Siren and bring me my goods. Because that's exactly what you are. A rookie, a newbie, fresh meat. Beneath all of that inexperience, I'm sure you have an actual name. But honestly, no one gives a damn. So get used to hearing that word. Until you earn your stripes, you're a rook to everyone in the fleet. Hit me up if you got questions.
Need something?
I'm gonna toast an old friendly. One of the best pirates I ever knew.
Wow. Clearly, we should have practiced our grumpy pirate faces a bit more before arriving. Never mind. Sorry.
How's the mission coming along? Some missions require stealing from settlements. Be sure to gear up at the depot. Be seeing you.
I like my weapons like I like my coffee. Scalding.
You have something for business it is. Your credits are always good at the Trade Authority. Let's see what we have now. I was hoping you'd... Remember, all trades are restriction-free.
See anything you'll... Always a pleasure.
Ask Jazz about any ship upgrades.
Please tell me you know.
Nothing
Behold,
else than a pack. Ship with no personality.
we're done here. Great.
You don't make it in the... If your credits are... Need more weapons or ammo? Come see me.
I'll only the best. I'm here if you need me.
The fleet protects our own, but you turn against us, and you...
I picked up something you might be interested in.
I'm listening.
Barrett, I would like to make another. Other attempt.
Wait. Don't say a word. Is it a pun? It's a pun, isn't it? Probably a terrible one.
Well, then just forget it.
Ha! Hey, you're trying. That's what matters.
Yeah.
Ship is now docked. Perfect. Didn't even smudge the thing.
Pardon. Howdy. I bet operations on the key are a clown trip.
Yo, back. So how did it go? Then things are moving forward. Perfect.
Nice job, Rook.
I was certain we'd fool Delgado, but never. She's a sharp one. Overcoming her scrutiny is no small matter. Did you discover anything worth reporting yet? Legacy. Why does that sound familiar? Wait a moment. Are you telling me Delgado may have actually located Crix's legacy?
Oh yeah, it's totally Crix's legacy. It's at the end of a giant rainbow stretching through space. And you have to get it from 3 witches.
I understand your sarcasm, but you can't deny that this data involves both Crix and Legacy. In my mind, it bears further investigation.
I suppose it's possible, sir. Intelligence picked up a bit of chatter on that subject recently. We assumed it was some sort of tall tale or a story to attract recruits to their cause. Well, we can solve that little mystery in about 10 seconds. Let me see what we have here. Nope. There are no records of a Galbank transport named the Legacy in the database. I think Delgado's trying to manipulate you. What do you think, sir?
I think there's no record because Galbank is hiding something. Delgado's no fool. If he risked his own neck to get that information, then he must be on to something. We have to take this seriously. What's your next move? Clever, Delgado. Very clever. If I were in your place, I'd be trying to do the exact same thing. We can't let Delgado get his hands on what could potentially turn out to be the largest haul of credits the Crimson Fleet's ever seen.
Maybe I should head out to New Atlantis, sir. I could press the Galbank execs for information. Get ahead of everything.
No. Let's allow this to run its course. We have our agent here feeding us information. I think that's good enough for now. There's more to this than just finding the location of the transport. Jasper Crix was clever, and for some reason, he never got there. It's imperative that you do. If the Crimson Fleet gets its hands on a transport full of currency, it would be disastrous for the settled systems. I need you to do whatever you can to bring us more information. And for God's sake, don't kill anyone on that Starliner. You're both dismissed.
Hello, Captain.
Excuse me.
The commander appreciates the sacrifice you've made, going undercover. Nice work. Let me take a look. It's amazing that all this romantic nonsense about Crix's legacy really just amounts to a rumor Jasper Crix picked up in jail. It just goes to show you how a tiny rumor can snowball into a full-blown fairy tale. That it? I'll be damned. So some of the UC guards at the lock helped touch off the riots. Everyone thought he was some kind of legendary criminal mastermind, but even the great Jasper Crix needed a helping hand to get out of prison. Anything else? So Voss engineered a way to directly interface with the Key's mainframe? I knew he was a math genius, but didn't realize he was so tech-savvy. Well, we'll share this information with Galbank. Hopefully it'll help them shore up the security on their cryptocurrency. Any other fragments? So, Mr. Yasso is actually Lionel Soto. We thought Soto was dead. At least, that's what the records told us. I'll have the records updated, but seeing as Mr. Yasso has surrounded himself with the Crimson Fleet, there isn't much we can do. Yet. Have any more? All right. Keep up the good work. You're not gonna let this go, are you? Why do you care so much about my past? Okay. But don't say I didn't warn you. You might not like what I have to say. Would it shock you to learn that I spent some time in prison? I suppose that makes me a hypocrite. That's fair. Well, okay. Where do I start? I grew up in the Well in New Atlantis. Parents made barely enough money to keep the lights on in our apartment. After I dropped out of school, they begged for me to look for work. But I realized it was a lot easier to simply take whatever I wanted instead. The year after that, I'm a career criminal with UC security breathing down my neck, and my parents kicking me out of the house. Would make a hell of a motion picture. I was having the time of my life, earning way more than I needed to simply get by and loving every minute of it. Back then, if you would have told me one day I'd be wearing this uniform, I'd have said you were out of your mind. Thanks. I'm quite proud of where I've ended up. Let's just say the years after my time in the Well were filled with highs and lows. Look, the point is that I felt you deserved to know a bit about my past, to know where my anger towards the fleet comes from. You're welcome. Well, I think you've had enough for now. You get the point. Let's get back to it before Keyboy writes us a citation for loitering. We'll be here if you need us.
Heard you boarded the Key. I can't imagine what state the pirates have left it in.
I saw one of the ensigns get an Alpha Centauri from Officer Petrosian the other day. Sir, if I may speak freely, is
there a reason for the harsh reprimand? As far as I know, I just tracked a little mud into the brig.
Soldier, have you ever heard of trenchfoot?
Can't say that I have, sir.
Well, they say guards on Suvorov would sometimes trudge through cold, frost-wet trenches on their daily patrols. Prolonged wetness led to circulation and nerve damage, aka trenchfoot. Unable to perform, those guards were taken off duty, and security suffered, all because they didn't take the time to properly dry their feet. You see where I'm going with this, don't you?
I do, but if I may, I would argue that we're not on some frozen planet, sir.
But you tracked in mud from your last mission. You brought in any number of microbial life forms, known and unknown, into my brig. These are direct threats to the health and safety of this crew, and by extension, the security of this brig. On my brig, cleanliness is a duty, and I suggest you take this duty seriously. And if not, I will have the commander relieve you of it.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
As a former convict, you've seen the inside of a cell. Stay out of mine and we'll get along just fine. Some of the guards don't take kindly to the prisoners, but we should try to maintain some decorum. So it's true. All my life I've been led to believe the guards on the lock were heroes. But there was part of me that always doubted the story. Even as a child learning about the history from the slates. Thank you for bringing me this. I get that Crix is about as unreliable a witness as they come, but I believe him. Really? I know you were headed to the key, but I didn't realize you'd actually get a chance to visit the lock. I almost respect the fleet for doing that. They're trying to pass down their history. Or their version of it, anyway. And how many times has he done that previously with other recruits? No. I'd say this was 1 part scavenger hunt, 3 parts history lesson. But all that aside, give me your honest opinion. What were the conditions like? Truth be told, my ancestor was a guard on Suvorov. Part of the reason I joined sysdef was to find out more about his experience, and whether the history books told the whole story. And coupled with Crix's testimony, it paints a damning picture. Because it isn't just any history. It's my family's. If you open up a history slate and look up the name Garo Petrosian, you'll find a hero decorated in medals. Medals he earned for escaping the riots on Suvorov. It's been almost a century, so that doesn't surprise me. But in some circles, it carries weight. The thing is, even as my family rode the coattails of our name, I always felt like something wasn't right about us. And it always came back to that day in the yard, playing games with my brother. It's the only memory I have of my great-grandfather. It was about a week before he passed. Me and my brother had the house to ourselves, and were playing a game we called Prisoner's Run. It was a simple game. We drew a line in the dirt, and the object was for the guard to keep the prisoner from crossing it. But on that day, my brother came to the yard with an added surprise. he found a chest in the attic, filled with goodies. A baton, a uniform, and a medal to serve as... Indeed, but as boys, we didn't connect the dots. After all, why would something so precious be stuffed in the attic? But when our family returned, I knew something was wrong. My great-grandfather didn't say a word, but behind his eyes I could see it. The shame. No one said anything to either of us. But the next day, the uniform and the medal were gone. At the time, I never understood why he kept those things buried in the attic. Now... maybe not a bad man, but a hero? Hard to say. Either way, thanks for talking this through with me. I don't know if I'll ever know what really happened on Suvorov, but at least now, I have something beyond the family myth.
If you're taking a walk through our little aquarium, feel free to tap the glass. They hate it when you do that. Do what Commander Ikande says, and you'll go far.
I guess you think I have some sad story to tell? That I met some sick orphans on New Homestead and grew a conscience? Or maybe you're the cynical type, and you think I turned a new leaf because I wanted sysdef to go easy on me. The truth is a bit more complicated than that. Yeah, but I'm hardly alone in that. In the fleet, everyone's a traitor to somebody. You see, at my age, you know who you are. And I've always been a thief. I'd swipe a cred stick for my own mother if it had enough zeros on it. But even in a group of cred-hungry thieves, a man has to have a code. Rules. And they're as paper-thin as Delgado's skin when you joke about his arm. Even Nev is a traitor to her own ambition, and Shinya to himself. But it means nothing if the higher-ups are loyal, if you can't keep the rooks from sampling your wares. That's the part that ticked me off. In the fleet, you gotta worry about the guy sleeping next to you, and if he's gonna take a bigger piece of the pie. You gotta wake up the next morning and wonder why your slice is missing and the crumbs are stuck to his face. Well, for one, they don't have much in the way of loot, but they're still important to somebody. You can't just blow up one without it showing up on SSNN, or a UC captain getting a 10-inch stack of slates on his desk. But more importantly, do-gooders are predictable. The pirate code changes depending on who's reciting it. Honest folks, they have a habit of writing their rules down. Why did I join the Regana? Truth is, I just wanted a good night's sleep.
Exploring the galaxy is hard work. Trust me, I know. Let's stop by sometime and let's talk. Just us adventurers, okay? Talk to me. Hey, so I'm really enjoying our time together. Thought you should know. It's been a long time since I worked with someone so closely. I didn't realize how much I missed it. And you haven't stopped me from looking into this stuff with Irvin either. So, thank you. See, that's what makes you a good captain in my book. You're supportive. On that note, I do have some news about Irvin's case. So, I wanted to let you know that I heard back from my contact, and I think you'll want to hear this. They sent me a copy of some public records. It's interesting. There was a claim filed against Irvin, accusing him of damaging their investments. Looks like Irvin didn't even enter a plea. Well, if it was Irvin, I do want to understand that, because I just can't believe it. Anyway, this mining corporation have faced us, sued Irvin, claiming he irreparably damaged their mine. They said he killed the apex predators in the area around the mine, which led to herd creatures overeating the grasses. That caused the soils to release too many gases too fast, which cost Hephaestus a ton of money. It looks like they considered him a no-show and ruled against him. So anyway, according to the court documents, there was a witness for the defense, who was a no-show too. Then Hephaestus won by default. They tried to take his apartment, but because it's in my name too, they couldn't. Kinda. I had a mountain of back taxes to pay, and utilities, and repairs. Ugh. Would have been far better for my pockets had I just donated it to the city. But I'm glad I didn't. There may be clues there about his case. So here's what I was thinking. I can persuade my contact to keep digging a little bit more. I don't want to press our luck, so I'll just ask them to follow up on one thing. Should I tell them to investigate the company more, or look into the witness instead? For that much money? They'll do it. You know, this investigation is time-consuming, but it's also pretty cathartic. And who knows? Maybe if we solve this case, it'll mean a better future for Gagarin. But that's thinking too far ahead. Anyway, Captain, thanks for checking in with me.
What did you need? All right, then.
Can I help? Bye for now.
Space. Please maintain course and prepare to be scanned. What? Our scan detected contraband on board. Halt and prepare to be boarded. All illegal and stolen goods will be confiscated.
Got a moment? Let's catch up.
Hello.
What's new? Hey, it's been a long time, and you haven't stopped me. See, that's what makes... On that note, so, they sent me a copy of... It was a claim file. Looks like Irvin did... Well... Anyway, they said he killed... That caused the soil... It looks like they considered... So anyway, who wasn't... They tried to take his... Kinda. It would have been far... So here... I don't want to press out. Should I tell them? For that much money? You know, this who knows? But that's thinking too far.
What is it?
Cycle the airlock. Move.
Next time you see fog, tell him to lighten up.
You want to kick back?
You have some... Always looking for... You find anything of value, bring it here first.
I heard
Anything ship related, you're at the right place.
Mercenary.
If you've got the credits, I've got the...
bad side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
Docking. And complete. Need something? Okay. Waiting here. Watch yourself. Yes?
About time you showed up. All right, I want to know what's going on. I've been trying to get Delgado's attention for, I don't know, 3 years now. And what do I get? Nothing but radio silence. Then out of nowhere, just when Naeva and I are closing in on a huge score of our own, Delgado orders me to help you out. Yeah, I figured you'd say something like that. Just another one of Delgado's loyal little soldiers, huh? Fine, have it your way. So Naeva's message said you were here for Dumbrosky. Was that all she sent you here to do? Or was there something else you were sent here to steal? Okay. So why are you targeting a Galbank exec anyway? Not exactly your average Crimson Fleet prey. Why the interest? Playing it safe for now. Okay. I can respect that. But let's make one thing clear. If I'm gonna stick my neck out by helping you get near Dumbrosky, I want something in return.
You want credits? Hugs? What?
You're insulting my intelligence. Delgado wouldn't send you all the way out here without specifically telling you what you're allowed to offer. I'll tell you what, though. I'm gonna make this extremely inexpensive for you. In fact, You don't have to offer me a single credit. I don't want money. I want back into the Crimson Fleet. It's as simple as that. That's a disturbing way to put it. But I suppose that's the best offer I'm gonna get, so I'll take it. Dumbrosky's a full-timer aboard the Siren of the Stars. Probably spends more time cruising the space lanes than actually working. Fortunately, the Siren is hosting the Terran Preservation Society charity gala. Larry won't be able to resist showing off his VIP clout. To get what you need, you're gonna have to attend the gala, talk to his fellow philanthropists, and dig up some dirt.
Oh, this is my cue. Step aside, mortals. Barrett is here.
You knew that this was something. Come on, think. If you don't hold anything over the guy's head, he's not going to budge. He's stubborn, he's rich, and he's a huge pain in the ass. This card will allow you to access the Starfield ballroom. If you need my help, I'll be relaxing in one of the upper-level lounges. Head inside and mingle with the crowd. No one likes Dumbrosky, so they'll be more than happy to share his dirty secrets. Now you're speaking my language. Oh, there's one last thing. Trident equips all of their starliners with the latest acoustic threat detection. Meaning that you lose patience and kill anyone aboard the ship, security will be alerted and all hell will break loose. Anyway, I suppose that's enough to get you started. Good luck. What the hell? When I asked you earlier, you said you weren't here for anything else. Not only did you lie to me, but now you're telling me that she sent you after the award alone? Yeah? And I suppose it's just a coincidence you happen to be asking me about the very thing Naeva and I agreed to steal together. I can't believe she's trying to cut me out of this deal. Without me, the award never would have ended up here in the first place. That would imply that Naeva has a good side to begin with. Fine, I'll help. But you're doing all the legwork, and I'm still taking my cut of the payout. So tell me, what's the status of your plan? Okay, then let me point you to the person in charge of the award. Her name's Sheila Holbrook, and you can probably find her in the Starfield ballroom. I'd press her to reveal where the award's hidden, and we can go from there. And if you're thinking of pulling the trigger on poor Miss Holbrook, remember that any gunfire is gonna set off the ship's alarms. As long as you remember that I'm getting paid my cut, I'll help you. What's the status of your plan? Oh, and while you're at the gala, avoid the canapes. They're frozen, not fresh.
You're a guest of Captain Rokov, right? Welcome aboard. Every day that I wake up in my bunk, I count my blessings to have been posted to a ship like the Siren of the Stars.
Captain Rokov said you're allowed in any of the crew-specific areas. Just don't touch
There's nothing
anything,
quite like the
please.
view from the Starview ballroom. It's breathtaking.
Trident must have spent a fortune equipping this ship with triple redundancy in almost every internal system.
If you want to dine at Captain Rokov's table during dinner service, it's only an additional 5,000 credits.
If you have any little ones aboard, story time with Serena will be held in the ship's library this evening. A Starview pass is required to enter the...
I've done this particular cruise run several times, and I can assure you that the route is quite safe.
Hello. Are you a member of the Society?
Yes. I'm extremely busy preparing for the award ceremony, so this better be important. Yes, I am. Actually, I've been entrusted with the transfer of the award for the last 7 of its 9 years. Why do you ask? In my cabin? Oh, please. Why would I do something so foolish? I'll have you know that the award is locked inside the master safe, located at the purser's office. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much more important things on my agenda than to speak to the likes of you.
For the safety of everyone aboard, please be certain you don't interfere with any of the crew or security members of our vessel.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
That view is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
So what brings you aboard?
An open bar would have been nice, but Trident's gouging us for every credit.
Please remain in designated...
On behalf of Trident Luxury Lines, I'd like to welcome you aboard. Welcome to the Purser's office. I'm Chief Purser Murata. Oh, absolutely. The safe is magnetically sealed and shielded with multiple layers of fully damage-resistant, vacuum-proof plating. In the unlikely event our vessel is boarded and the threat detection alarm is triggered. In the even more unlikely event this ship is destroyed, we can assure you that your loved ones will be able to recover your goods from the wreckage. So, as you can imagine, your property will be completely secure until you decide to retrieve them from our safe. I've only seen it briefly myself, but I can assure you that it's quite lovely. Unfortunately, the item is locked inside of our safe, which can only be accessed by presenting an appropriate claim ID. Is there anything else I can assist you with today? Well, if you change your mind, I'll be here. Have a wonderful trip. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to make your stay more comfortable.
To the ballroom.
Must you continue these unwelcome interruptions? I'm a very busy woman. Probably in a few days. I don't want the award transfer to actually occur until we're safely in orbit at our destination. Of course, if I keep getting interrupted, the ceremony... Excuse me? And why in goodness name would I do something as foolish as that? And why in goodness name would I possibly agree to that ridiculous demand? This isn't getting us anywhere. There's nothing to talk about. I've already made myself clear. I mean, it might be okay. Sorry, but I can't. Ugh, this is utterly preposterous. I'm not giving you anything. I should say so. The nerve of you to even ask something so... Must you continue... Excuse me? And why in... I should say so.
Don't forget to keep your Starview pass handy.
Must you continue...
Or you won't have access to the ballroom.
Excuse me? And why in goodness name? And why in goodness... I hope I can trust you. Maybe we can work something out. I'd like to tell you. I really would. Oh, just take the damn thing already. Listen, maybe you can keep this between us. If the award goes missing, there's no need for the insurance company to get involved.
lovely party, isn't it? Nothing but the finest at this gala.
majority of your items.
At the moment, Aurora isn't permitted on Trident Starliners, though we are working on having
Any complaints about
that
your
changed.
crews should be directed to one of the staff.
Due to an unfortunate accident, we're halting our spacewalk experience.
Have you tried the cannabis? Horrid. Positively horrid.
Here for business or pleasure?
I certainly hope they decide to hold all future society events aboard a Starliner.
Quite a lovely Starliner. Nothing but the best for the Society, huh?
The Society Chair has really outdone herself this time.
So, what brings you aboard?
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
The Society Chair has really outdone herself this time.
Have you tried the canopies? Horrid. Positively horrid.
Quite a lovely Starliner. Nothing but the best for the Society, huh? Are you a member of the Society? Larry has an A-level executive rating over at Galbank, which means he has access to everyone's accounts at the touch of a button. Haven't we already talked about this? I've already told you everything I know about him. Besides what I already told you? No. No? Then why the heck are you so interested in him anyway? Could we talk about something else? That award is such a joke. It's for members of the Society to pat their own backs for... The Society is such a worthy cause. What could... Could we talk about some... Enjoy the rest of the event.
An
I
open bar
certainly
would have
hope
been
they
nice,
decide to
but
hold
Trident's gouging us for every credit.
Yes, he's some kind of a top dog over at Galbank. I heard he replaced someone that was caught running a fake loan scam. No. And why the heck are you so interested? Nice to have met you.
That view is absolutely His behavior towards women is abominable. That man really ought to be ashamed of himself. That's all then? Okay.
Here for business or pleasure?
This is quite a lovely Starliner. The considerable amounts of cash that Dumbrosky donates is the only reason we allow him to attend society functions. Don't forget to donate to the cause.
So, what brings you aboard? I don't know why Larry's attending this event. He could care less about any planet, let alone the Earth. Well, that was boring.
On behalf of myself and the entire team at Trident Luxury
If you have
Lines,
any specific requests, please speak to one of the crew's
I
attendants.
certainly hope they decide to hold... He's been spending a lot of time with Klaudia Swist. Quality time, if you catch my meaning? I'm certain his wife doesn't know a thing about it. Don't forget to donate to the cause.
If you have any needs, please enter a request into the computer are located at the entry.
Please remember to obey all posted safety and mustering instructions.
Sorry, do I know you? Okay, wait, are you seriously... are you trying to pick me up? Look, I appreciate the compliment, but I'm already seeing someone, and my partner doesn't like competition. He gets very jealous. I can't believe this is happening. I told Larry to keep his big mouth shut, but did he listen? No! He had to impress his friends and treat me like a trophy. Look, I've been in this business for a long time, and I know how this game works, so let's skip all the banter and get it over with. What's it gonna take to make us both happy? You're willing to pay me to give you dirt on Larry? Sorry, I thought I'd end up on the short end of the deal. You know, this whole thing really pisses me off. Larry and I had the perfect scheme where thousands of credits all worked out, and then he goes and flushes the whole thing down the toilet.
You're pissed off? Imagine how Dumbrosky's gonna feel when we start stepping on his toes.
Good. I hope you crush them so badly he'll be unable to walk. I'm not gonna tell you. Let's just say that I'd be sent to prison for a long time if Galbank figured it out. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Larry got together with myself and this other guy, Gabriel Vera. He's some bigwig over at UC Security. I doctored the transactions, Larry wiped them off the system, and Vera kept the legal pressure off of us. We were scamming Galbank for months. It was going well until I discovered Larry was cheating everyone by changing each transaction in his favor before deleting them. I wish I had some. Maybe you should try talking to Gabriel Vera. He should be around here somewhere. If he doesn't want to cooperate, just mention my name. That should grab his attention. Good luck. You're gonna need it. I hope you hurt Dumbrosky. Nail his ass right to the wall.
In the event of a lockdown, remember to return to your cabin in a quiet and orderly fashion.
An open bar would have been
Hello.
nice.
You here for the charity event?
Yes, for every credit we've got.
Well, I work for UC Security, meaning that business isn't exactly... I'm afraid I can't really help you. If you're looking for a business opportunity... Klaudia sent you, did she? Look, friend, I don't know if you're just a little drunk, maybe a touch crazy, or both. Whatever you think you know about me, you're dead wrong. So back off. Worried? Why should I be worried? Anything you try to report will boil down to your word against mine. And since I work for UC Security, who do you think people will believe? Get the hell away from me before I have you arrested.
Hello. Are you a member of the society?
I saw your little exchange with Vera. Keep that up, and I guarantee that imbecile's gonna demand that you be arrested. Which is why he's threatening you. That makes sense. We need hard evidence of their scheme. But it's gonna be tricky. The problem is he's not gonna talk to you in public. We need to get Vera isolated so he'll spill everything he knows. Maybe, but if something goes wrong and he's able to raise an alarm, we're sunk. With all of these wealthy patrons aboard, the ship is crawling with security. Yeah, that's smart. Kill Vera, or anyone else involved in his conspiracy, and then Dumbrosky heads for the hills. Besides, you really want to ace a member of UC security and have them breathing down your neck? You'll be the... No. There has to... Smart. If there's an emergency, standard practice is for all passengers to clear the decks and report to their cabins for lockdown. I think the best chance we have would be to tamper with the life support sensors. Manipulate a few controls, and you can fool the monitoring system into thinking there's a life support failure. And there you have your emergency. Don't worry, it'll be as easy as it was mingling with the guests at the party. Just throw a few lousy switches and you're done. One more thing. If Chief Engineer Sandin gives you any trouble, tell him I'll erase that gambling debt he owes me. I prefer you use that as a last resort, but hey, what's the harm in losing a few credits when I'm on the brink of rejoining the fleet, right? Anyway, I better start packing. Things are getting hot around here, and won't be long before Trident figures out you had help. You seriously need to ask. Okay, I'll give you 2 reasons. First, Galbank protects their own. Kill Dumbrosky, and they send Ecliptic after every Crimson Fleet ship they can find. Not something Delgado wants, I suspect. And second, you offer Galbank employee in every single Galbank facility in the settled systems will triple their security. I'm gonna guess that won't help with whatever your plans are regarding Galbank, now will it? Don't you have somewhere to be?
Here for business or pleasure?
That view is absolutely spectacular.
This is one of Trident's top-of-the-line vessels. Hell of a ship, isn't it?
Hold up. Wait a second. You're Captain Rokov's guest, right? Didn't expect to see you down here. Sorry to give you trouble. What? Oh, sorry, that area. Oh, really? Well, that changes things quite a bit. Tell you what, I'm just going to step out for a bit and stretch my legs. Maybe you can hold this for me while I'm away? Feel free to look around, but don't mess with any of the controls.
have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Galaxy than most folks. That always be impressive.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
I'm a little busy. Can't you see that there's an emergency?
Ship-wide emergency. Can't talk right now, sorry.
Don't worry. This ship is equipped with 2 backups for the life support system. Everything will be fine.
Our security team would appreciate if you'd please shelter in your cabin during this emergency. Thank
I was wondering if you were the cause of the ship-wide emergency. It's time you stop playing games and tell me why you're here.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report.
You're working for Ikande's little anti-pirating outfit? So what? I have nothing to do with the Crimson Fleet. And even if I suddenly decided to stay loyal to the old UC, why would I possibly want to incriminate myself by handing over evidence? Klaudia said that. You sure? Damn it! That means my money's already gone. And Dumbrosky's going to walk away with a fortune. I'd love to see the bastard fry. But if I give you that information and it falls into the wrong hands, I could end up in jail. At least I walk away with something. All right, you have yourself a deal. Here, with this slate and this recording to tie it all together, you'll be able to nail his ass to the wall. He'll do whatever you want. Just remember that you promised to leave me out of it. You better tell Dumbrosky to run, because if you don't kill him, I will.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Well, well. You must be the one who's been accosting Klaudia and Gabriel. I'm uncertain what you hope to accomplish here, but it appears we should rapidly enter into some sort of negotiation. You don't actually believe that I'd venture into such precarious criminal territory without a proper bird's-eye view of the situation, do you? I'm uncertain why you've become entangled in this spider's web, but this situation demands swift and resolute action. Excellent, excellent. So, before we begin, let's review the facts. First, it's clear that you've obtained insider knowledge of my arrangement to defraud Galbank. The means and the method, perhaps, but not the motive. And second, I'm going to hypothesize that my compatriots are despondent regarding their share and have assisted you with this endeavor, Since we're speaking and I'm not at the reporting end of a bullet, this leads me to conclude that you desire something personal from me.
A ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
You may as well ask, is it necessary for the sun to set on Jemison, or for one to wear a pressure suit when entering the vacuum of space? Forgive me. Sometimes I forget that I have to fraternize with people below my intellect. In blunt terms, you have compromising materials about me in your possession. The only thing I have to offer in return are my Galbank credentials. I assume that's what you've been angling for all along? Obviously, that wouldn't be my preference, but I have little choice. Though Larry Dumbrosky will be mysteriously vanishing after this cruise, and possession of the credentials becomes ludicrous at that point. Well, I'm surprised you even posed that question at all. The answer is quite obvious. The last thing I'd want to do at this point is call attention to myself.
All passengers, may I have your attention,
Splendid.
please? The captain has
It appears
declared
we've
a
reached an
ship-wide
accord.
emergency.
Wait,
Please
I'm sorry.
report to your
Let me
cabins in an
simplify
orderly
that for you.
fashion and
It sounds like we have a deal. Oh, of course, I trust you'll understand if I ask for us to avoid any further contact. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to formulate how I'm going to utterly ruin two very annoying business associates. Good day.
To think, the crew barely had space to stand in their rooms. Do you need... Uh-huh.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
The Siren of the Stars is now in emergency. And proceed to your cabin.
Well, looks like everything worked out. Just like we planned. I wish you hadn't blown away the gambling debt that Sandin owed me. But hey, you got the job done. I'm glad one of us did. I'm just hoping you'll put in a good word for me with Delgado. Otherwise, I've risked my career for nothing. You know, I'm still wondering exactly what you needed those credentials for. You feel like telling me, partner? Ah, so he told you to keep it from me. I see. I wouldn't want you to risk your position with the fleet like I did, so I'll just leave it alone. Anyway, I suppose there's nothing stopping me from rejoining the fleet now. It's been a long time coming.
All passengers.
I owe you
May
one,
I have your
Dover.
attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion.
You'll get what's coming
There
to you.
until you
I
receive
promise.
further instructions.
Well, I suppose this is where we part company. Hopefully the next time we meet, we'll be aboard the Key.
There's no cause for alarm. I'm sure this is just a minor malfunction.
All passengers are being asked to return to their cabins.
Any comments? Questions? No? Good.
I need to pack up and get out of here.
All passengers, may I have your attention, please? The captain has declared a ship-wide emergency. Please report to your cabins in an orderly fashion and remain there until you receive further instructions.
Now, what is it now? Yeah?
Undocking complete, Captain.
I'm thinking next time we're in New Atlantis, we are overdue.
I got the playoff game recorded. I can grab some chunks. It was a hell of...
No spoilers, Jesus. I've stopped watching SSNN because I don't want to know who won.
Well, you might want to avoid looking at the New Atlantis billboards then.
We need to watch that game soon before I go crazy.
Air pressure, seals, ship integrity, all good.
So there I am. UC security on my tail. My crap drive just choked.
Let's see what we have now. Business it is. Always looking for... Your credits are always good at the Trade Authority.
Ask Jazz about any ship upgrades. Nothing more.
Always listen to Delgado.
Breathe in that technically suitable air.